Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. Wild and windy Sunday afternoon here in South Africa. We have a bit of a heat wave going on. We're hitting the dog days of summer just about. I have the Knights Templar Tarot on the tarot table today. There it is. And I have this particular set of cards out today because we're dealing with titles and honours and things like that. The story that rumbles on about the Duke of Edinburgh title, which was of course promised to Prince Edward on his marriage to Sophie. Many years ago, the Queen, the then Duke of Edinburgh, and Prince Charles, the then Prince Charles, all wrote a letter, all agreed that this is what would happen in due course. And that was the expectation. That was a wedding promise, as I understand things. And now, of course, we get various rumours going around. And the first one was that King Charles was going to keep the title for himself. It was going to be absorbed back into the crown, into himself as the monarch, and that was the end of that. Then the rumour that he was going to take the title back and hand it over to Harry. Should Harry ever return to the fold, minus his wife, that was the kind of the carrot to lure him back, lure the donkey back. And that's another variation on the theme we've heard. And then the recent, rather shocking idea, Daily Mail, that in fact King Charles is keeping the title with the intention of handing it over to Charlotte, Princess Charlotte, that she one day will be the Duchess of Edinburgh, so that it's kept in the main line of succession rather than going over to Edward and his family onto James and so on and so on. This idea of the slimmed down monarchy and the lesser royals are kind of being eased out and their titles slowly being removed. So it's a bit of a conundrum, and poor old Edward, who has served the crown loyally and faithfully, seems to be the loser in all of this, he and Sophie. And I went back because I can remember reading on this ages ago, and in fact I went back, whoops, cards are flying. I went back through my Royals playlist, and it was reading number 2 that I did in the Royals playlist. Can you believe it? I read on it. It was a story way back then. That must have been August of 2021, around then somewhere. And it didn't bode well for Edward either. Then I could tell that King Charles, he was then Prince Charles, did not want Edward to have the title. The Queen, of course, was still alive, and it looked to me like she might step in and intervene and ensure that poor old Prince Edward got the title. He hasn't got the title. He is the one in charge of the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, but no title. Prince and Princess of Wales handed over almost instantaneously. And that very first speech that King Charles made on the late Queen's passing, everything else very quiet. A lot of concern in Montecito about the prince, their titles and the lack of titles for their children. Even Beatrice and Eugenie concerned allegedly about their status, their standing, their titles. A lot of weird stuff going on. Coronation, of course, only next May. So perhaps King Charles is hanging on and waiting to see which way the wind blows before he really moves decisively in any of this. These cards are needing some quite serious warming up. That's why I'm shuffling. I have shuffled before. Okay, we're starting to talk now. And let's just remind you as I lay out the reading for you that this is a tarot reading, all for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. I know I cut the deck rather oddly, but it's just a habit I've developed, and universe and I, we have an understanding about it. 9-card reading. I'm going to look at people's feelings about it and whether they will or will not be getting the title. So I'm going to do it. This column is Charles. This column is Harry. His feelings. Will he be getting the Duke of Edinburgh title? This column is Charlotte. How William and Catherine feel about her getting it. Will she be getting it in due course? And this one is Prince Edward, last but not least. Well, perhaps last and definitely least. And will he be getting it, and how does he feel about it? And we might pull some clarifiers if the cards don't tell us the story that we need to hear. And it's interesting that the underlying energy of this reading is the Four of Pentacles, but the Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Pentacles, and there he is, our Duke of Edinburgh has shown up in his reading. A ghostly figure, makes me a bit tearful to see it. Still there. His energy is still around. It's very much present here, and I think he's looking down on all of this, watching. I don't think I feel it intensely that he is. So I wonder where I can put him. Let's put him there, just because. And move the cards out the way. Four of Pentacles, our underlying energy. In reverse, somebody who's losing something that they expected, that was about stability, that was about foundations. Fours are all about stability and foundations, and comfort in solidity, expectations being met. In reverse, no, someone has lost something that they expected, and that would of course be Prince Edward. That what he thought was a done deal turns out not to be a done deal, and of course the king has all the power and all the authority when it comes to these kinds of things. So just because it was decided before, it doesn't mean he can't undecide the thing and decide differently now. And that's just the way it goes, I suppose, when you are in those kinds of institutions. But let's have a look at the heart of this reading, what the universe wants to tell us. And we've got the Six of Swords in reverse, the card of being stuck in, and the dog is shouting, and he's been very vocal the past few days, not leaving a difficult situation when the Six of Swords is in reverse. Stuck, and it's a mental difficulty, often, because it's swords, it's thoughts, it's ideas, those kinds of constructs, wishing to leave them, or wishing to escape from your troubles, but not being able to. And so the idea that they're all rather stuck in this mess. I don't think it's just Prince Edward who's unhappy at the moment and feels that he's lost something he was relying on. But I think the whole lot are feeling unsettled about this, and as if they're all trapped rather. And I'm getting this odd feeling because even though there's a city or some kind of energy in the future that they're leaving behind a city in flames, in this boat. The card is interesting because normally the boat's going the other way, but these people in the boat are being pushed away from a city that is in flames. And I get almost the feeling of this card of people trying to escape, Vesuvius, Pompeii, that kind of energy, when some cataclysm happens, a natural disaster, and you have to flee for your life, but you can't, you're stuck. So that's quite a vivid mental image that I have when I'm looking at that card. It tells me that this is a really serious matter for the royals, for the existing royals, the working royals right now. And I imagine also a half in, half out royal lurking over in Montecito. First column is King Charles. How does he feel about keeping this award? We get the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Don't think so. I don't think he's wanting to hang on to it for himself. It's the teamwork card, the collaboration card, but it's in reverse. It could be that he feels that he doesn't want to share it with anyone else, because threes are about sharing, working with other people, that he doesn't want to work with other people in this matter. It could be, my first thought was no, He's really not interested in it. But considering that card, what the Three of Pentacles represents, working together with people, when it's in reverse, working on your own, not working as part of a team. And we've got 3 people here. And remember I said that there were 3 people who were the decision makers in the past, and perhaps going against what those 3 people decided. So I think that's what the card is telling me. It's taken me a while to get there. It's been a long, difficult, well, not difficult, but very busy weekend. I'm very low on energy today as I'm doing this. I've got enough energy to do this reading, but no more, unfortunately. And so maybe I'm a bit slow on the uptake today, so bear with me. I can hear I'm a bit tongue-tied today as well. I'm just tired. So I think going against what was decided, what was agreed. So how does he feel about keeping this himself? Is he going to keep it for himself? Just absorb the title and disappear it, basically. Knight of Wands with the Knight of Wands in reverse. A Knight of Wands is excited and enthusiastic when it's upright. If it's in the reverse, it's not feeling passionate about anything, not moving, not being dynamic, not being energized, not being motivated. So I don't think so. I don't think he's interested in the title for himself. It's not something he personally values. He has so many titles and honours and all the rest of it. And of course, he is now the king. So why would he want to be the Duke of Edinburgh as well? He already has his own Scottish titles. So no, I don't get that this is something that he's excited about, something he's willing to put energy into, something he would want to commit to, something he would like to have. I don't get that. But I do get that he is inclined to break away from things that were agreed in the past. And we know that. We keep hearing it. We're just not sure how his mind is working and where it's going to go. So the next one that people are banding about, the next option, is that Charles is keeping the title in abeyance basically for when or if Harry returns from America, and it will be a reward of sorts. You come back. But people thought that about the Captain General of the Marines, and then lo and behold, Charles awarded that position to himself. That was the end of that. So let's see, Harry. How does Harry feel about being the Duke of Edinburgh? 2 of Cups. Yeah, he'd love this. They would both love it. He and wifey. Oh, it would probably save the marriage. If this were to happen, it would probably save all kinds of things. Deals with Netflix and Chimpo and books and all manner of things. Something that he would love to have. 2 of Cups is literally what you love. Attracting what you love to you. It's a law of attraction kind of energy. Finding your soulmate, finding the thing that you love, the person that you love, usually, but also the thing that you love. But a secondary energy for me with this 2 of Cups is definitely that it would help him in his marriage. It would enchant her. That you see how dominant the male figure is here, this sort of military figure, very powerful alpha male energy. It would really help tear the trousers off her and put them back on him. Just my opinion. So, is he going to get it? Is this the plan? Is this what Charles is thinking? Keeping it when Harry wakes up from the coma that he's in, is he going to get it? We get Page of Cups in reverse. No. That's the card of it's something you love and communication about something you love, and it's in reverse. So not getting what you love, being rejected, being turned down, the Dear John letter, sorry, don't love you but not in love with you kind of thing. You're my son, but you're not getting this title. You don't deserve it. And it's pretty clear to me that not in his future, not in this energy. But the Page of Cups is an apology card too. So it's more than just communicating love and affection and desire for someone or something. It's also at some level sorry. And the card is in the reverse. There's almost an apology in there of I'm sorry, but no, you can't have it. I know you'd love to have it, and you really would. But no, you can't have it. It's gone. It's gone from you now. This person in this very prayerful position with that cup there. It's a very profound card. It always moves me quite intensely when I see it. But no, sorry son. But no, you can't have it. So how about Princess Charlotte? And this weird story that's now doing the rounds, that King Charles is keeping the title for her. How do the Walesers feel about it, William and Catherine? Do they think this is a good idea? They all for it? Well, they see that this is going to cause problems with Harry, the Hermit in reverse. They see that. Hermit is Harry, of course, the major arcana for Virgo. That's our Harry. That's coming back from the desert, from the wilderness. When the Hermit is in the reverse, the return. They are worried about what happens if Harry comes back, when Harry comes back, because I think the expectation is that he will come back at some stage. It doesn't look, from all the readings that I have done, that there is going to be much of a reconciliation, much of anything between William and Harry. But if he's back and Charlotte is now the Duchess of Edinburgh, that's just going to make everything even more difficult. So he's the concern, the real concern for them. And it's the first major arcana that's popped out in these cards here. So, in fact, in the whole reading, am I right? Yes, first major arcana that's popped out. This is a big worry for them, a big consideration. And that's why I say our signifier for this reading, our heart of this reading is a card of difficulty, of being stuck in difficulty. And the Six of Swords is, of course, the overseas card. Quite literally, the overseas card. They are worried about the overseas royal and how it's going to affect him, his mental health, how it's going to affect their relationship with him, all the rest of it. Is Charlotte going to get this? Regardless of how they feel, it's the King's decision, not theirs. Is she going to get it? We got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. No. Twos are decisions, thoughts about things, and if it was upright, it would be, okay, I'm deciding, I'm going to put my energies here, I'm going to give this to her, I'm going to even out a situation by giving it to her. But it's in the reverse. It's no, the situation would overwhelm her, it would be too difficult, it would be the wrong option, it would be the wrong focus, be the wrong place to put that energy, to put that title, to put that pentacle. We've got lots of pentacles coming in through in here. Well, we don't have lots. Feels to me like I've got millions. But I don't have lots of pentacles. But this Four of Pentacles is the thing that Edward has lost, and the thing that is not going over there. Not going over there would be, it's felt. King Charles knows it's the wrong decision. So I'm getting 3 no's. So how about Edward? What's going on here? Because there is another strand that's thinking they're waiting for his 60th birthday, which I gather is in 2024, waiting for a big moment in his life. Once the coronation is out the way, then it can be part of a big deal. And here it is, finally, here is the title for you. So what's going on? How does he feel about it? Does he want it? And we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse, interestingly. He feels like it's a deal that's been broken already. Upright, it would be a solid, see that pentacle in his hand, this is the thing that I've got, the thing that I've deserved. This is my start of my solid, stable journey on this path, but it's in reverse. He feels that it's already lost, it's already been taken from him. Is he going to get it? Three of Wands is the waiting. It's still there in his energy, the waiting card. And it may be that I get quite emotional when I feel that. I had to check myself because, of course, there's a sword in this card. And I thought, come on, no, it's not the Three of Swords. It's not heartache. Please don't bring the Three of Swords energy into this reading. It's the Three of Wands, definitely. It's the waiting card, waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for what you want, waiting for what you expect, waiting for what you hope for to come in. All is not lost for Prince Edward. He thinks that it is. He's resigned himself to it. He feels that a contract has been broken. If I was looking at a contractual story, I would say this is breach of contract, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Someone has broken a contract, an agreement. He's thinking about it. It's in his mind, King Charles. It's definitely in his mind. He does not want it for himself. Harry wants it. He wants it passionately. He's not going to get it. William and Catherine feel that it would be make life even more difficult with Harry if Charlotte were to get it. And it looks like, no, it's not going to go there. If it does go there, it's the wrong decision. It's very much the universe is saying, dog, having a big chat. Edward thinks he's lost it, but he hasn't. He hasn't. It's still there. It's on the horizon for him, but it's waiting. And you could even have to wait 3 years to get it. I don't know why I say that. Well, it is a 3. But we're in this year. We've got next year to go, the coronation. I don't think on top of all of that we're going to get it. There's too much going on in the royals that they've got to get through because of him. This brat of a boy of nearly 40. Got to get through it. And so into the 3rd year, 2024, all going well, it could actually happen. I don't know why these stories are being floated around. Let's have a look. Let's ask and see who is behind this Charlotte story. Why is this story? Why is the story coming out now? Who's behind it? Is someone trying to stir trouble? You can just indicate for me who and why. I mean, what an answer we have got. The Queen of Wands. It's her. According to the tarot, my opinion, speculating, all that nonsense, all that stuff, that necessary stuff that we have to suffer through in every reading to make sure that we are just here for entertainment purposes. But the Queen of Wands has come out. She came out sideways. I picked her up in reverse. She came out in reverse. She is the one causing this trouble. She is the one who is releasing these stories. We know that she really, really, really hates Princess Charlotte, from the way she's treated her, from the way she looked at her at the wedding. There's a very chilling video clip of her glaring at Charlotte with daggers, as poor little Charlotte is scurrying past after they've processed down the aisle at the wedding. It's unfortunate. It's such a beautiful depiction of the Queen of Wands. It's unfortunate that for this tarot deck it should represent such an unpleasant person and such an unpleasant energy, but it's very clear that she's the one stirring, causing trouble here. She wants it. She wants it as much as he wants it. That's for sure. In that card, they both want it. They're not going to get it. She's not going to get it. He may well. He may well. So don't despair. All kinds of trickery going on out there. All kinds. And it was in my mind to read on that relationship with Princess Charlotte, but all kinds of things happened very swiftly after that. But this to me is an absolute confirmation of her loathing of that poor little girl. That's your reading. Thank you for watching it, and I will see you again tomorrow.